there's order at the NPA. We've not seen anything, as the SG said, on social media about accidents, alcohol or incidents. But in the city of Joburg, the EFF have a MMC of safety doing a good job. The roads are clean, everything. So do you think it was a good idea to go into a coalition in city of Joburg? I'll come back second round. Thank you.
Salailo Makwidiri here from Salam Media. Mine is a simple one. Just considering the EFF's 10-year history and considering the current state of affairs, how important would you say a successful third National People's Assembly is? Secondly, congratulations and well wishes are coming from all over for the economic freedom fighters, one in particular coming from the MK. How do you receive those well wishes? Thanks.
Thank you. Number 3. No, we've got a mic.
Gert van der Westhuizen from Netwerk 24. I've got to ask you this question. It's D-Day tomorrow for the Bella Bill. What will you do if there isn't any solution about the bill, and if it's not implemented, what steps do you consider for that?
Okay. I'll hand over to the officials. We had 3 questions, eh?
That's all. No, thank you very much.
Take one more round after.
I think the first issue is that we just want to inform the public and our members and everyone else is that this NP, all of it is going to be live streamed on our media platform uninterrupted. So the whole 24-hour operation is uninterrupted, except those times where we've got closed sessions, but everything else is open session. I know they are interested on the elections. Those ones are not a secret, it's an open session. So media will be in, but will be live streamed throughout. So if the normal media platforms, they are busy with other issues, you must know that the EFF platforms will be running throughout 100%. The coalition with the city of Johannesburg, we are very happy with our MMC. He's doing a good job. He now is busy handling all the access up to this and still taking his responsibility, making and ensuring that the city of Johannesburg is safe. So we are still happy. The mayor that is there, as we've said in the last press conference, we're happy. We continue to engage. He's not arrogant about his position. He continues to engage the organization. So far, we're good. The third NPA success, it will be the robust discussions that are going to take place in the commissions, in the plenary, because as we are here, we're handing over this organization back to its owners, which are the delegates. And as we said that we've got quality delegates that are here with the mandate coming from their branches, with the mandate coming from their provinces, because they went to see the provincial general assemblies. So we are confident that when we come out of here, the EFF will be stronger and it will rise and take its rightful position to lead the society and the country at large. So that's what we're looking at, and we're not going to sit here and say this. We've got it's on the constitutional amendments. The delegates have got it. It's going to be a robust debate. I know for a fact that on all those 3 that we're going to be dealing with, it's going to be there. So all we're looking at is that the success of this is that the delegates themselves, they know that they don't represent themselves. They represent the branches, the people of South Africa, and the voters of the EFF. So the quality, the discipline, and everything else is going to be the order of the day, so that when we come out with the resolutions, they are a clear program of action which is implementable, believable, and we know that it's practical. It's not something that is somewhere in the sky. So we are confident that we'll come back to that. The issue of the Bella Bill, it must be signed. If it's not signed, as you know that this organization, it's a protest movement. We'll go back to the picket lines. That's our home. And we'll push until that Bella Bill is signed with no amendment coming from the DA or anyone else. It must be signed as it is. So whoever is responsible, if Cyril is responsible, he better sign, because once we leave this NPA, the whole country will feel the might of the EFF. We are ready to take it on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to do one last round. This time I'm going to start from the back if there's any hands. Okay, let's start off with Newsroom Africa. Anybody in the row, the third row from the front? You number 2 in the green, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. I've covered everybody, yes? Okay, let's go. Number 1.
Okay, Junior Khumalo from Newsroom Africa. Firstly, can we just get some clarity on the voting delegates when it comes to KwaZulu-Natal and the Western Cape? There is this understanding that not all branches are going to be represented in terms of the voting delegates. I know the president of the EFF has clarified this before, the reason why. Just to get another explanation on, is it because of the electoral laws, or is it because they don't have the number, the right number of individuals that, I think it's about 100 per branch that you had wanted for each branch to be allowed to have a delegate. Just clarity on that. And I think my colleague asked about the well wishes that you've received from the MK party. I know it's a bit of a detour from what is going to be happening here, but the MK party has invited the EFF to its anniversary celebration. Will the EFF leadership be going to that celebration? Thank you.
Okay, number 2.
Okay, my second question, Anastasia Mkhobu, Jacaranda FM News. My second question was covered by my colleague Junior, is regarding the invitation that comes from the MK party. SG, I don't know if you received it or is it only for us, the media. They have an anniversary rally, so they say they've invited the EFF as part of the Progressive Caucus. Are you able to send perhaps a representation there? And my second question is for TG. If you're able to go into numbers, how much is it being spent or has been budgeted for this entire conference? And what are the main objectives that you're actually hoping to get outside of the voting and other commissions, and also in preparation for the local government elections? Thank you.
Number 3. Where's the mic?
Hi, good afternoon. Alpha Ramushwana here from Eyewitness News. I've also been partly covered, but I was reading your discussion documents and you mentioned something quite interesting, that the EFF is not really happy with constitutional supremacy in the country, and hinting that you might prefer parliamentary sovereignty. That is according to your discussion documents that I have been reading. You can go through them, CIC.
I know it. You can't say I know.
So please give clarity on what you were saying about constitutional supremacy in your discussion documents, because you briefly mentioned examples saying that you might not be entirely happy with the current form of constitutional supremacy in this country. Thank you.
Number 4.
Thank you.
We need to move quicker with the mics, please. We've got 3 mics. BJ, can you come and assist with another mic, please? We need a mic. Put it on.
Thank you. Khothatso Marisa from the Sunday Times. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of what happened in 2019 when we were here, asked the question and the CIC went into a full-blown attack on me, but hopefully we do better this time around. I think briefly, are you in a position to share what the nominations from the branch levels look like? If it's something you're able to share, whether there's anyone who has disqualified, but yeah, just the information on that. And then maybe secondly, just how important would you say this NPA is in ensuring that the EFF claws back, that small number of votes that you've lost, especially given the comments that you've made that, it seems like you're under attack, especially from the NPA, who seems to be from the MK, who seems to be, fishing in your pond of leadership. Just how important is it, especially going into the 2026 local government elections? Thank you.
Number 5, over here.
I'm Anissa Isak from Radio Islam International. My question would be to Mr. Malema. I read an article, I think it was Mr. Groete that wrote the article, and he was quite caustic in some of the questions that he posed in the article about you in specific. And I'd like to know, he spoke about EQ and how you would deal with criticism. What would you say to that particular question if I had to ask you as a reporter now, how would you deal with criticism coming from the NPA, members of the NPA, as well as other parties that are here in South Africa?
Number 6.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Longa, and I'm from the Mail and Guardian. I'm going to ask for the same courtesy as Khutato to say, hey, today, can you please slow down? Yes. Look, I just want to hear from you, CIC, that as the leadership, obviously, term is coming to an end, what are some of those positive that you take from the, I think, the second administration going to the third administration, and what mistakes do you think should be fixed going to the third term leadership? And lastly, the issue of contestation. Are you hoping to amend the issue to say maybe how many times maybe a CIC can contest an election, things like that? Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we didn't have number 7. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Western Cape, they've got about 75 voting delegates in KZN 14. And the guidelines that were adopted by the CCT is that the voting delegates, the branches that qualify to have voting delegates, are the ones that have received the votes or electoral support in the 2024 provincial and national elections that are 10% and above. And this is what the Western Cape as well as KZN received. So, and the reason we took that decision is that part of what we do in the EFF, it's we've got a system where we want to reorganize ourselves, even the message that goes to our structures in terms of accountability and hard work, that all of us, when we're given responsibilities, BCT at a branch level, they've got a responsibility to work hard, because what brings us together to be members and leaders of the EFF is the service to the organization and to our people. And that comes from hard work and making sure that you are found in between our communities. Communities, they got trust in you as a leadership at branch levels. So what we're doing, this is not a punitive exercise, it's a corrective exercise to say, as branches going forward, there are minimum standards that we must have. And part of that is that at least you must reach 10% of the electorate. We want to win all those wards, but at least you can't fail and then go below 10%. It means the structure or the activists of the EFF are not busy with the community issues. They are busy with something else. So we want to redirect them so that everything else going forward, they know that their responsibilities to make sure that they service the communities, because you don't get those votes simply because the communities, they don't know you. You've not serviced them enough. So it's a corrective measure that the CCT has taken, and that's how they're going to that's how we're going to end the status of being a voting delegate in this conference. So we said on Western Cape and KZN, as I was saying, that it's not a punitive approach, it's a corrective approach. We've got branches, and as the constitution of the EFF, it says a branch is made of a minimum of 100 members. So these additional branches that are coming from KZN, about 250, and about 112 from Western Cape, those branches, they've got a minimum of 100 votes that they received. So it shows that the members of the EFF, they exist, they went to vote, they just lost focus on making sure that they blend with the communities, but those branches, they exist. So those branches are coming, but as non-voting delegates, because it's a conference of the EFF. They must come and make their contribution, but they can't and enjoy the same status as the hard-working branches. So they must feel it here that if we don't work hard, come the NPA of 2024, it might be even difficult. Maybe they might be here and say, yeah, you're going to watch from TV in UJ. You're not going to come to NASREC, so that they know that that's what we are dealing with. But the issue is that's the approach, corrective approach of our own branches, redirecting them to their responsibility of being among communities and making sure that they are activists that champion the issues of our communities and deal with those issues. The well wishes, we've got them from different political parties, UDM and ATM and everyone else. I don't have a letter from MK President. So they put it on media, and we're not going to the rally of MK. TG will respond on the issues of the budget. The discussion documents, I think we are confusing us with MK. We are an organization that believes in the constitution of the country, the democracy of this country. That's why everything else that we do, as the EFF, we always say that everything that we do on our daily basis on the existence of this organization is for the interest of people of South Africa. So that's what we're focusing on. Don't know if that's the the nominations from branches. Our guidelines, the nominations will take place inside the plenary. So we don't have nominations that are coming from branches or anywhere else. Once we're inside the plenary and the elections team committee have taken over, they will call for that nominations, and nominations will take place from there, and everything else will follow according to the rules, the procedures that we have adopted for this NPA. Look, yes, we are coming here to rebuild, to defend, to rebuild, and to advance the struggle for economic freedom. And part of doing that is to reflect honestly, self-criticism, that we're going to be dealing with it so that we can go and regain the lost ground. We're not happy with our performance in KZN, and we've said it, and we went even to KZN as leadership to engage with our members themselves. They know that we're not happy with the status. We lost some votes in Gauteng, but everywhere else in the country, we've retained our votes, and we're happy with the base, because in the 10 years we've built a solid base that cannot be shaken easily, and that is what has defended the organization. But part of what we're going to be dealing with now is to have a program of action that will take us to victory, because victory has to be delivered. So we're going to engage on the issue. It's part of the organizational report. We're going to be giving the delegates the actual outcomes in our own assessment of what happens, and the delegates will engage on the organizational report. The CIC will deal with the criticism that he wants to deal with. I don't know what criticism we're talking about, because he's permanently engaging the members of the media, and he responds where things are needed to be responded to decisively. So I don't know, but the criticism that is coming from our opponents, that one, since the day the EFF was born in 26 July 2013, they were there. So it's a permanent game. We're in a space that is contested, and obviously the criticism is the face of the organization, is our current president. It has to be directed to him, because they know that if they direct it to president, they're speaking to all of us. So that some of that criticism is not on him at a personal level. As leaders of the EFF, we know that it's our criticism, we have to deal with it. But he has never been shy to deal with responding and accountability on anything. I think part of what is on the organizational report is that historic media briefing where he called all of you to say, come and ask any question, and you asked as far as going to the wallet. So I don't know if there's a place where he has never arrived on dealing with the issues of criticism and taking accountability as a leader of the organization. As I said, that we have made inroads. We have worked hard. Part of our areas that we're proud of, it's work that was done by our labor desk You know that the unions in this country have collapsed, and all of them, they are making noise waiting to be deployed in that GNU. So the EFF took the center stage in the last 5 years and resolved a lot of issues that were in relation to labor exploitation in the farms, in the factories, and everywhere else. And we're very proud of the work that we have done. The GPV desk, it did extremely well as well, dealing with the issues that are a pandemic in this country, the scourge against gender-based violence, and we worked on it. So if you're saying what are the positives and the mistakes, we accept the issue that the losses that we had, especially in KZN, because that's where it affected even our national outcome because of the votes that we lost there. And we're going to deal with that without any apology or trying to cover it. That's what we're here today. That's what this weekend is about. But there are positives that came out. We had the biggest congregation of political activists, leaders, business people, and everyone here next door when we celebrated our 10th anniversary. We have stood firm. We're 11 years and we are still going strong. And from here, we're going to be doubling our effort and we're moving. We're happy with the conduct of our branches, of our regions, of our province. In this term, we had branches, 4,000 meetings of BPAs and BGAs where leadership were elected at branch level, not even one incident of fighters fighting each other or destroying the material of the organization. We've ran a solid machine. We had 53 regional people's assemblies where the regional leaders, the mandate was the mandate that they were given as per our constitution. It had to be renewed. They had to go to their own regional people's assemblies. All of them, they took place with maximum discipline. We never had one that gets postponed because the delegates or leaders are fighting or anything. Once we set a date and time, our meetings, they sit. We had the 9 provincial people's assemblies. Leaders were elected. They are currently leading. Same story. All of them on the date and the time that the CCT has issued, and they sit and then they finish without any incident. And that is a sign of a strong and solid organization, and we're very proud of that. So we're fine. The contestation, we're here. That time is going to come, and the constitution of the EFF, it says every member of the EFF in good standing has got a right to vote and to be voted for. And those members in good standing, they are here and they will handle that matter. Thank you.
The question, SG, I think it was from EWN on the nominations of branches, if branches nominated members of the...
No, I responded. I said nominations, they're taking place inside plenary. We don't have nominations coming from branches. Once they're here, the nominations will take place, and those that are nominated will be given a responsibility of availing themselves or not availing themselves.
Okay, and then I think we had a question for TG.
TG, I'm not sure if he's got numbers. It's very difficult. TG, do you have numbers? Because as things stand, it's very difficult. This organization of the people, and we've been like that since the last 11 years. You know, we don't have a wide monopoly capital funding or anything. We just keep moving. So I'm not sure, TG, if you got, as where I'm standing, as someone who was leading the preparations here, I don't think there are numbers, but I think once we are done, we'll sit and appreciate the donors like we did in our 10th anniversary, where it was carried by our donors, sympathizers, members, and leaders of the EFF and business people that have been with us since the last 11 years, and they are still with us now, even against terror and intimidation and threats from the establishment, but they remain with us, and they are the ones who have carried us up to where we are today. We are still in that process, so I don't think there's consolidation that has been done, but we are standing and we are being carried by those that have been carrying the EFF since day one, which is our members and voters and sympathizers and everyone else, and we continue to appreciate them. I'm sure the President at the right time with the TG, once the TG give us a report, President will be able to speak to them, and like we do Ubuntu to say Sebong, ukuthi nisibhekelele nibe nathi kuze kube namanje. Sebong, TG.
And that concludes our media briefing today on the state of readiness. We are going to release our officials.
No, we're going to, sorry, TG, yeah, we're going to do just a walkabout
Oh, you didn't
to
tell
show
me.
you that this state of readiness is real. So that you must not say that they said they are ready, we didn't see anything. So we'll do a quick walkabout and then we'll release you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, as they go on that walkabout, that was the first official media briefing there pertaining to the EFF's conference that kicks off tomorrow at the NASREC Expo Center from tomorrow. And party leadership there just giving a quick overview of how preparations have fared so far, from the registration of the delegates to outlining the formal programs for the party's much anticipated NPA. And as you heard there, according to the outgoing SG, as they affectionately refer to Marshall Dlamini there, it looks like it's all systems go. Please note that SABC News will also be bringing you all the latest from that particular conference with our reporters as well as analysts starting tomorrow.